Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Judy, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, how are you doing? Today we're checking back in on Amberlynn Reid. Now, I almost waited to just do another week synopsis of all of her live streams, but literally her live stream from Tuesday was 2 hours and 20 minutes long. And y'all, I'm about to leave the planet. Like, literally go to Pluto, because I listened to this shit on double speed. Double speed. Why did this shit feel like 4 hours when the actual live stream is only 2 hours and 20 minutes and I had it on double speed? Somebody help me understand. It just dragged on and on and on. And quite honestly, nothing really interesting happened after like the first 50 minutes of the stream. But we're gonna get into all of that, and I also want to quickly touch on the one recorded video that Amberlynn posted. Yes, Amberlynn has gone back to, well, at least this one time, has posted a recorded video. And I did have a lot of requests from people asking me to react to it, but I don't know. It's probably gonna sound like I'm like beating a dead horse because I say this all the time now, but obviously people don't know, so I'm gonna keep saying it. But I just like truly don't have an interest in reacting specifically to content that's only focused on her weight loss. Now, if she mentions it somewhere, great, I will, and it's like a part of a larger video, then sure, maybe I'll address it, but I'm never gonna do any like dedicated content to just like that video. So here are my quick thoughts about the video, about things pertaining to the video. And mostly the only thing I'm gonna address is that a lot of people have also been asking me just in general how I feel about Wifey. I feel like I've kind of addressed this before, but let me just address the things very quickly. I will say in general, I have just been taking an approach to Amberlynn's channel of, let's just believe everything. I mean, honestly, I know we all know that Amberlynn has quite a history of lying, but you know, also it's still a wild ride even if we just choose to believe that everything Amberlynn is saying is true, okay? And I'm gonna believe it until she gives me a reason not to believe it, until there's like evidence to not believe it, because honestly, truly, whether she's lying or being honest, it's still a ride. It's still a journey. It's still a roller coaster, and I'm not getting off. Now, do I think that Amberlynn could take a moment to be single? Definitely. I think she could really learn a lot about herself not being in a relationship. That's just my personal opinion. I do believe that she can do whatever the hell she wants to do with her life, but I do think she could probably learn a lot from like just being on her own and being single for a while. I mean, it's literally been like years since she was full on single. Do I feel bad for Becky that Amberlynn is already moving on? No, I don't, because not only in this live stream that I'm about to cover, but in previous live streams, Becky has said that she's not bothered by it. Becky has said she's not bothered by it. And in the live stream we're going to talk about today, she said that she ships their relationship. Like, she would like to see them together. And I also just want to remind you all that Becky's the one who broke up with Amberlynn. Okay, so do I feel bad for Becky because Amberlynn is talking so much about Wifey? Not because of that, no. No, I don't. I surely don't. Now, do I think that Wifey is going to inspire some kind of long-term success? Honestly, I think it's hard to say. I'm happy that Amberlynn is feeling motivated to accomplish her goals. I think that's great. I do believe that, like, it's important to have a good support system, and Becky has said now multiple times that Becky was not a good support system. So if Amberlynn has somebody like that, I think that's great. I also understand why so many people are skeptical, because we have seen Amberlynn get this like supersized energy to like do things for a temporary moment, and it all ends up ending. So, you know, we will see if it's gonna be good for her long term. I hope it's good for her long term. I want the best for everybody. I would think that would be amazing. And that's that. So I think that kind of covers my general thoughts on that one video and or just Wifey in general. And that brings us to the Tuesday live stream, which was called Into the Thick of It, which is just, if you're wondering what that is from, it's from a Backyardigans song that like was trending and viral on TikTok for a while, okay? So that's where she got that from. Now, just as a reminder, I'm covering the highlights of what I thought was important from this stream. I'm certainly not going to be covering every single thing, so obviously, I mean, feel free to go watch other creators and see if I missed anything. You're welcome to let me know if I missed anything, but this is just like literally what I felt was the most important stuff from this live stream. It's also possible I just decided not to cover some of the things mentioned. Honestly, like, I have no interest in talking anymore about like them sleeping in the same bed together. I think that has lost all its shock value to me. Like, it's no longer interesting to me. I think it's weird, but I have nothing more to say about it than that. And I also don't like feel like revisiting and rehashing why they broke up, why their relationship ended, or any like past fights that they've had, which they do cover those things in this live stream, so maybe that is of interest of you, and that's where I would say, like, feel free to go check out some other channels too. You might get the tea you're wanting from that as well. But yeah, mostly what I think I'm gonna cover is not what I think. I know I'm gonna cover this. I literally have notes right here. That's why you might see me look over to the side occasionally. But what we're mostly going to cover on this video is really all of the new information that Amberlynn has let out about Wifey. I guess as a preface to this conversation about Wifey is that I do want to stress that, like, I saw people in the chat really like going on a wild goose chase trying to track down the Instagram of who they think might be Wifey and who might not be Wifey. I think that that's just like a dangerous game to play, right? Because in the event that you don't get it right, you are harassing some random stranger who has no context for like why you're harassing them. And in the context that you do get it right, you're harassing a person who has chosen at this point to not publicly share who they are, right? You know, you're really like invading the privacy of some folks who, or of a person who may not want that attention, at least right now. Now, all of that's not to say that Amberlynn hasn't at least outed who Wifey is in the chat, because we'll get to it, but that kind of stuff has happened. And I think in that situation, it's fair to talk about who Wifey is and whatever Amberlynn gives us about Wifey. But like, if Amberlynn's not gonna give this person's Instagram, then like, let's not go there. So they start off right off the bat talking about Wifey. Becky shares some feelings about her, this, that, the other.
When is Wifey going to come forward as a prime candidate in the Casey Anthony tribal trials? We know she's over 300 pounds. You guys have no idea what you're talking about.
They only knew.
Yeah, like
she's so far from that.
She's fire. Oh my God. I constantly am like, why do you like me? I don't understand. But you're wrong. Love that for you.
Yeah, she's hot. And I like her. She's cool.
No!
No!
She already called you a snacky snack today. I'm not doing this.
I'm open to being poly, but not with y'all. No.
Why are we too cute by ourselves?
Yeah, you guys are just way too cute.
Wait, are you being sarcastic?
Yeah, ship it. Don't threaten me with a good time.
She's being sarcastic, but we are cute, so.
And basically, yeah, what you need to know is that Becky is okay with this relationship. Becky wants this relationship to be a thing. And I just want to emphasize that to all the people who are so concerned. I mean, I'm certainly, somebody actually called me an Amberlynn apologist in one of my last videos. And I'm like, I'm no Amberlynn apologist, but I'm also like, we don't need to put Becky out there as like some kind of a victim in this situation. Becky seems fine. I think Becky's okay. So the parts that get real interesting real quick is that somebody pays for a super chat to ask about kind of like the timeline that I pointed out in one of my last videos of like, you know, how Amberlynn was like, oh, she doesn't know I have a YouTube channel. She couldn't be a troll. She had no idea that I had a YouTube channel. And then also pointing out that like they met on Instagram. So somebody super chatted about that.
How did Wifey know to message you about romance if she didn't watch your channel first? You said she didn't know about your channel. How did she find your Insta? That's kind of like a longer story. So let's just not get into it.
And I just want to know, what do you mean there's a longer story and that you don't want to get into it? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Tell me a little bit more about that, Amberlynn. And honestly, man, this is why people aren't buying what you're selling. And I'm not talking about this junk that you were selling on the Instagram. I'm just talking about the shit that comes out of your mouth 24/7, okay? This is why people don't buy what you're selling, especially because moments later, you share the story anyways.
Okay, so I guess I'm allowed to tell you. It's not that I'm allowed to tell you. I just didn't want to like tell her business or whatever. But when she first messaged me, she said that she didn't really know who I was. She didn't know I had a YouTube channel and stuff like that. But it turns out she did know, and she didn't want me to think that she was a troll, which I totally understand. Like, she also didn't want me to think that she was talking to me just because I'm like Amberlynn Reid or whatever. So yeah, she did know about my YouTube. I don't consider her a liar. Like, I understand where she is coming from, like 100%, because like, I do think everyone's a troll. I really do. Like, everyone is a troll. She could still be trolling. Who knows? Even though we're on FaceTime like 24/7. But it is what it is. You guys can, yeah, think what you want, but.
And wow, who could have seen that coming? She did know who you were from YouTube? Wow, mind blown. Mind blown. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I can't believe it, and I'm sure nobody else in the chat could believe it either. And I also just want to say, longer story, that took you all of 30 seconds to tell that story. What do you mean you didn't have the time or didn't want to get into it? You didn't want to get into it because it was going to expose that you weren't being honest and truthful this whole time about how Wifey did or didn't know you. I also just want to say from all of this that I feel like Amberlynn is super naive about these strangers on the internet. Like, truly, honestly, I don't know, maybe I'm just more paranoid about the people I meet on the internet, but you won't ever catch me just like getting down to business that quick with somebody and FaceTiming them 24/7 and just hoping on a prayer that they don't have any bad intentions for me. I mean, it's the internet. It's the internet. And besides, to steal a line from Sassy Gay Friend, which used to be a series on YouTube a long time ago, you met him on a Thursday. It's barely Sunday. Slow down, okay? Slow down. Like, I think that that's sometimes the thing that I don't always understand with folks like falling in love, and maybe this is why I take things so slowly, but like, if you truly love this person, then you're gonna have the rest of your life to spend with them, right? You don't have to rush into anything. You don't have to do all, like, you have the rest of your life to spend with this person. Like, take the time you need to establish a solid relationship. Make sure you can trust this person that you've only known for maybe a month at this point. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And at this point, I know I shouldn't be surprised because, like, there is so much documented history of Amberlynn contradicting herself, lying about little things, changing stories, and etc. But I just, like, also don't know how she could be so surprised when people are just, like, constantly suspicious of her stories and if she's telling the truth or not, because she still is like, I don't understand why you think I would lie about this. Girl, what? And then I'm going in chronological order, so we will take a brief pause to let you know that Amberlynn is getting a therapist.
Oh, by the way, you guys, I got a therapist, and tomorrow's my first appointment. So I just wanted to let everyone know that I finally took the plunge, and yeah, so that's that.
And honestly, I don't have anything sassy here to say. I really have, like, hoped for her that she would get a therapist once upon a time. I think it was a couple months ago. She was on a live stream or in some video or something saying that she didn't believe in therapy or she didn't think therapy worked. So I was like kind of losing hope that we would get a moment where she was seeing a therapist, but I'm glad she is. And she does say in that clip that it's like a lot of hard work, and it is. Like, therapy is work. Therapy is not a like one size fits all. You go in, snap of a finger and you're cured. Like, it takes work. And I also hope she knows that means that like that might take work in finding a therapist that meets her needs, right? Because, you know, there's lots of different ways that therapy can exist and happen and whoever, whatever. And so if you don't find it on your first go around, you might need to like find somebody that you do vibe with, that you do fit with. And I hope that she gets that, because I love therapy for everybody. It truly, I think, is awesome and amazing, and I have a therapy appointment literally the day this is getting posted. And that was an overshare. Nobody really needed to know that, but I'm never ashamed to let folks know that I go to a therapist regularly. One thing that I thought was interesting was just this comment that is kind of like an addition to the last video I made about her live streams, where she was talking about not being able to do this with Becky.
I'm paying Becky to help me with these live streams, by the way, because I need the help. Because I have too much anxiety.
And I just continue to have questions about like her dependency on Becky to do these live streams. Because one, we do know that she can. She did like 4 in a row without Becky. So we know she can do them without Becky. But I'm also just like, I don't want to invalidate whatever anxiety she gets from it, but I'm just like, why? You have so much control over your job. Like, I think at this point, if you've done this, and this is like a positive for Amberlynn, okay? Like, I'm not insulting her for this, but you've done these live streams consistently for like a few months now. I think it would be fair if you were like, hey, I just get too much anxiety doing these. I don't want to do them anymore. I just want to go back to regular videos. Then at least by me, that would be fine. I'm sure there would be lots of people who would be like, really? Wow, you're quitting these? But she's been pretty consistent with them outside of like a few weeks here and there where she canceled without giving a lot of notice. She did do that, so maybe consistent is not the word. But, I mean, she's been doing them longer than I think any of us expected her to. And if it's causing you anxiety, like, why don't you just stop doing them? And further, if you rely on Becky to be able to do them, like, what is your plan for doing them after Becky leaves? Becky's moving out eventually. We've talked about this, you know? So that's my curiosity about it all. Like, I don't understand why at this point you're still doing them if they cause you so much anxiety, but also live your truth, I guess. So then things heat up because somebody wants to know, I think because Amberlynn mentioned previously that like she wanted to lose weight before meeting Wifey. Somebody asked how much weight Amberlynn would have to lose in order to meet Wifey.
How much weight do you have to lose to meet Wifey? Well, she already booked a flight. So we have the exact day, so.
And I'm just like, you're already flying this person out to come meet you, to come see you, to come spend time with you. Again, you met her on a Thursday. It's barely Sunday. Like, let's slow down a little bit. Like, you don't know this person, and now they have your cell phone. Realistically, they have like your address, or at least they're gonna know where to come find you. Like, I don't know. For me, I'm just too paranoid about that stuff. And I also still think it's really weird, for the record, that like she's meeting fans through Instagram DMs. Like, maybe it's just because I watch too much beauty guru drama channels, but like, we learned from James Charles that like maybe using your Instagram DMs as a dating app is not it, you know? So now that she's gonna meet this person, it feels like a lot to me. Even if you do FaceTime 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it feels weird to me. It feels off to me personally. But truly, I also am like, listen, Amberlynn, you are the driver of your own car. So drive it wherever. Well, she doesn't drive. This is a horrible metaphor, Zach. Horrible metaphor. But she creates her own world, own choices, whoever, whatever. So make them. Do what you got to do, I guess. So then there's this point where Amberlynn is giggling over a super chat that comes from a person named Far From Jaded, and the super chat says, "You've been killing it, babe. See you in September." And then Amberlynn confirms that Far From Jaded is Wifey.
You've been killing it, babe. See you in September. Oh, did you see that right there? That's really her.
What?
Yeah. That's her, y'all. Okay? It is what it is.
I don't have a lot of stuff to say about that outside of, like, I think this is only going to fuel people to go be looking and searching for Wifey even more. Like, it doesn't quite make sense to me that, like, if Wifey didn't want people to know who she was, or if Amberlynn didn't want people to know who Wifey was, for them to be leaving any kind of breadcrumb trail out there, because now people see the super chat and they're like, well, let's start putting the pieces of the puzzle together and, you know, start making all these conspiracy theories, really is what's going to happen, because conspiracy theories start when, like, you're missing information, so you just start filling in that information on your own. So I don't really understand the logic behind putting Wifey on blast on YouTube like that, but to each their own. I think now, like, you could even see in the chat after that point, then all these people started saying, like, oh, is so-and-so Wifey? Is so-and-so Wifey? And it doesn't really help, because also Becky and Amberlynn take some time to describe what Wifey looks like.
So how would you describe her? I'm getting nervous. How would you describe her? Oh my god.
She's cute and athletic and yeah.
Oh my god.
She's funny. They're wanting a physical description and I ain't saying nothing.
She has braids. Oh my god. She has the best smile I have ever seen in my life. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Very nice smile.
Oh no. What's that?
Very, very attractive.
What's that?
Yes, she is black.
And I think that description even took things further. I mean, if you really take a look at the chats that were coming in and the Instagram handles that people were, like, searching for, all of the Instagram handles, if you go and look at them, they all looked like sort of similar to maybe the description that Amberlynn gave, although not really. And this is why, like, this wild goose hunt to try to find somebody is, I think, maybe just a little unnecessary. I know it's the internet and it's probably going to happen anyways, but I don't really advocate for it, because at best you're going to find the actual person and annoy them. And at worst, you're going to find random strangers and annoy them. And that's really the worst case scenario, right? Because they really didn't ask to be a part of this. So I think, like, as much as I know people are thirsty for the tea, like, it might be best to just wait and see what happens. I mean, I can't imagine that if Wifey does visit Amberlynn, that there won't be some kind of vlog situation type of moment. Because I remember this happening when she met Becky too. Like, she would vaguely allude to Becky existing and talking about how they, like, DM'd and all of this, and she'd be like, oh, but I don't want you all, like, I don't want to put Becky through that. I'm not going to put Becky on camera. And then it's like, Becky was on camera within the month. Okay, so it will happen. If this turns into any kind of serious relationship, I mean, Amberlynn will, I feel like, will put Wifey on the television, on the YouTube. It's not the TV. It's probably your handheld device or computer coming to a screen near you, probably in 2021. And yeah, that was, for me, that's like the last timestamp I have in my notes is 43 minutes. Okay, so after that, I did watch the whole thing, listen to the whole thing, found it to be quite boring. They, of course, did more Mad Libs. And they attempted to play some game where they drank White Claw, which I love White Claw. I was very excited by that content, but it's not interesting enough. Nothing interesting enough happened to discuss here. So, at least in my opinion, okay? It's my opinion. But anyways, that's all I have for you today. Let me know your thoughts down below on Wifey, on the new information we learned about Wifey, on just the live stream in general. I had so much fun with y'all today. If this is your first time coming to my channel, feel free to subscribe down below and hit the bell button so you get a notification every time I post a new video. Also, leave a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all of my social media. I had fun. I hope you did too, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.